Who should actually consider the HP EliteDesk 8 G1i mini desktop? Who can safely walk away? And does the price make sense for a regular office worker or a home office power user? That's the question most of us ask before we click Add to Cart. Especially when the device is a compact box that looks more like a piece of modern art than a traditional tower. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video, I'm going to walk through the real-world setup, daily usability, and the hidden trade-offs that you only see after the box is opened. First off, the EliteDesk 8 G1i is positioned as a business-class, small form-factor PC. It ships with an Intel Core Ultra 7265T, 16 GB of DDR5 RAM, and a 512 GB SSD, all tucked inside a matte black chassis that's barely larger than a book. On paper, that looks impressive, but the practical question is, will that combination actually keep up with the kind of workloads you throw at it? If you're a remote worker who spends most of the day on Microsoft Office, Zoom calls, and a few browser tabs, the Ultra 7's 12-core, 20-thread architecture is more than enough. The integrated graphics are capable of handling a dual-monitor setup at 1080p without any stutter, so you can have your email on one screen and a spreadsheet on the other with ease. I tested a typical workday scenario: a Teams video call, a Word document, a PowerPoint deck, and a background Chrome tab with a few open tabs. The CPU never hit a noticeable throttling point, and the SSD booted Windows 11 Pro in under 10 seconds. That's the kind of seamless experience a small business or a home office expects. Now, let's talk about the vPro technology built into the processor. For IT departments, vPro means remote management, secure boot, and the ability to push updates without stepping on the user's desk. If you're buying this for a small team that doesn't have a dedicated tech support person, that feature can actually save you a lot of headaches. It also locks the machine into a business-grade firmware, which adds a layer of security that the consumer-grade desktops often lack. What about the downsides? The most glaring limitation is the lack of a dedicated GPU. The integrated graphics, while competent for office tasks and even light photo editing, will struggle with anything beyond modest video playback. If your job requires 3D modeling, intensive video rendering, or the occasional gaming session, you'll feel the strain quickly. The mini form factor also caps your upgrade path. You can't drop in a bigger graphics card, and the internal space for additional storage or a second DIMM slot is practically non-existent. For someone who likes to future-proof their machine by adding a 2 TB drive later, you'll hit a wall. Another practical point is the port selection. The EliteDesk 8 G1i offers a decent mix: USB-C with power delivery, a couple of USB-A ports, HDMI, and Ethernet, but you won't find Thunderbolt 4 or a large array of display outputs. If you plan on running 3 monitors at once, you'll need a docking solution, which adds cost and another piece of hardware to manage. Pricing is where the conversation often splits. This mini desktop sits in the higher-end bracket for its category, largely because you're paying for the business-grade components like vPro, DDR5 memory, and the Intel Q870 chipset. If you compare it to a similarly spec'd consumer mini PC, the price can feel a bit steep. However, the value isn't just in raw horsepower, it's in the security, remote management, and the fact that HP has already validated the system for Windows 11 Pro out of the box. For a company that needs those enterprise features, the extra dollars are justified. For a solo freelancer who only needs a basic machine, a cheaper alternative might make more sense. Let's break down who should buy it. If you're a small business owner who wants a desk that fits under a monitor, needs built-in security, and prefers the ability for your IT consultant to manage the PCs remotely, this is a solid pick. It also works well for educators who need to set up a classroom of thin clients quickly. The compact size and easy deployment are real time savers. For anyone who does a lot of data analysis in Excel, runs virtual desktops, or needs to run multiple Office applications simultaneously, the 16 GB of DDR5 RAM and the fast SSD will keep the experience smooth. Who should skip it? Creative professionals who rely on